To Black Hayagriva. Black Hayagriva is it's a deity that shows up in art, but it is really not that common, and it can easily be confused with other deities. The Black Hayagriva subjects that we have on the HAR website and from museums and institutions, private collections around the world, are all Nyima in origin. I don't actually know of a Sanskrit text for the Black Hayagriva, and I don't know of any Black Hayagriva included in any of the large collections of sadhana or meditation practices in Tibet that are translations of Indian texts. So it really at this point it appears to be primarily or completely Nyingma. Now, in art, what we do find is we find 5 different types, and the types are based on traditions, and the traditions can be very similar in terms of the descriptions of the deity. So Black Hayagriva is one face, 2-armed, holding a sword upraised in the right hand, and sometimes a hook in the left, or else the left hand just pointing outward with a lasso, and the lasso can be either a lasso of flames or something else. Now, Black Hayagriva is wrathful in appearance. We have no peaceful or semi-peaceful. He's wrathful in appearance. It seems that the earliest forms in painting that we have are really 15th century. We don't have very much before that, although the main traditions of Black Hayagriva are the Nyangral Nyima Ozer. Nyangral Nyima Ozer is earlier, in Guru Chowang. Guru Chowang and Nyangral, and then a third terton named Dagyal. I believe it's short for Dawa, but I'm not very confident about my knowledge of the Dagyal tradition. I believe I've only seen 1 or 2 paintings. And they were very late, and they were coming down through the Gelug system. So they were Nyingma, but with Gelug secondary figures at the top and reference to the 5th Dalai Lama. So these 3 forms, the Nyangral, the Guru Chowang, and the Dagyal, are almost identical. You really have to look for the hook to find a difference between them. Now, in some painting traditions, they tend to put more clothing on the Guru Chowang and less clothing on the Dagyal. Not sure why. I've not read all the texts. I've only read just a very, very few texts, and mostly from the Mindraling tradition, which likely contained all of these different traditions, but I didn't read all the texts. So we have these 3, which are early tertons, the Nyangral, Guru Chowang, and Dagyal. But then we have a form of Black Hayagriva where he looks like these other 3, basically, but he rides on the back of a tiger. And I've not been able to track down exactly which Terma tradition this is. Then we have a 5th tradition where it's a 3-faced, 6-armed Hayagriva, and this one is, I've only found 1 early painting example. The painting, it's possible it's 14th century, could be early 15th century. It has inscriptions on the back, so it can't really be confused for the Lodrok Kenshin tradition of the 3 deities combined, Vajrapani, Hayagriva, and Garuda. It can't be confused with that because we have inscriptions on the back of the Hayagriva with 3 faces, 6 arms. We have inscriptions on the back which are all only Hayagriva inscriptions and mantras, which sort of identifies it. So we have these 5 different forms, and one reason that they're a little bit important is because we do have some good art, some masterworks. The Royal Ontario Museum in Canada, they have one of the very best, earliest examples and a very large format painting of this. So this is just a quick overview of Black Hayagriva.